All right, guys, so I've got a tool review for you today. This is the 2-ton electric scissor jack that you can buy on Amazon or eBay for like $50 or $60. Is it good? Is it bad? Can it lift a 2002 Saab 9.3 turbo convertible? Let's find out. Now this is basically just a standard scissor jack. This is the kind of jack that would come, originally with a car, but this has an electric motor and a controller added to it. Now if you're a car guy and you already have like a big fast floor jack, this is not necessarily going to be any faster or more powerful than one of those jacks. But I think the big selling point about these things is that A, they're pretty inexpensive, B, they're very, very easy to use, and I would argue that in some ways they're safer than a traditional jack. And also they're not very big. When I take this thing out, you'll see it's just a small scissor jack with an electric motor attached to it. So you can keep this case like in the trunk or the back seat of the car. It doesn't take up very much space, and it'll be easy to access and easy to use when you need it. So today I just want to go through this thing, and I'm going to use it on my 2002 Saab, see how easy it can lift the car, see how easy it is to use, and just overall what the quality is, all right? Okay, so if we check this thing out, first of all, it's got this nice reflector on here, so you can use that as sort of a hazard sign, when you're stopped on the side of the road. If we open this thing up here, so this is what this thing looks like. You've got some gloves in here, which is nice, and you've got some cables, the controller, and then the jack itself. It also even comes with a few extra fuses, and it comes with a little manual jack handle, just in case something goes wrong with the motor. So the controller here, it's got this plug on it, so you hook this up to your power cable. And this is nice because there's only one way to plug this in, so this is hard to screw this up. Once you plug it in, you can tighten this down so it's not going to come apart while you're using it. Now, as far as the power, this is electric, right? It's going to run off the car. You can do two different things. You can plug this in and run it off of the cigarette lighter, a 12-volt power supply in the cigarette lighter, or you can hook this up and you can run it directly off the battery. So now one thing I really like about this that I think is a big selling point is when you put this under the car, normally when you're using a regular manual jack, you got to bend down and you're cranking it over. It takes a while, and the people driving by are not necessarily getting a great view. But with this thing, you can put this under the car, just like that, and then just chill here, be like, hey man, I got this handled. Okay, so I've placed the jack underneath the car on the jack point, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and hook the power up, and I'm gonna use just the 12-volt cigarette lighter plug and see how that works, because I think for most people that's gonna be the most convenient thing. Okay, so I've got the power hooked up, and we'll see if this thing's going to work here. And first of all, there's a little light that comes on that tells you that it's getting power. Let's go ahead and press up. Okay, so the jack has already moved up some. I'm going to double check that I've got my jack point right. Okay, so I'm sure I've got the jack point set right, so now I'm just going to go ahead and press up, and we'll see if it lifts up the car. Okay, so right there, the car's up, the wheel's off the ground. If I was changing the wheel, I could go ahead and do that right now. And that didn't take very long at all, and it's just super easy to do. Once I have it hooked up and placed properly, all I have to do is press the button. Okay, and then when you're ready to take the car down, just press the down button, and it goes. So again, that's it right there. I mean, it's really idiot-proof in a lot of ways. As long as you have your jack point set properly and the thing plugged in, I mean, it's hard to go wrong with it. All right, guys, so honestly, for me, I think this worked out pretty well. Again, if you're a car guy and you already have a bunch of stuff in your garage, this is definitely, it's not going to be any faster than a traditional floor jack. And, you know, a traditional floor jack, especially like a low-profile racing one, one of those nice aluminum ones or something, those are still going to be better in a lot of ways. But this takes up less space and it's very, very easy to use. So I think if you put this in a car where, you know, somebody who's going to be driving the car, maybe they're not a car person, maybe they don't have a lot of experience changing a tire or jacking up the car or something like that, this is really, it's kind of difficult to screw up using it. And because you're holding the controller and you're away from the car when it's jacking up the car, I think it's actually a little bit safer than a traditional jack. You know, a traditional jack, you're leaning down, you're right next to the car. If the car falls off the jack, it can hit you pretty easily, but this puts you, you know, with a little more distance between the car and you when you're jacking it up. So guys, I'm gonna put some links down in the video description below if you wanna check out, you know, where you can get it, that kind of thing. Now, this is not a sponsored video, but I just, you know, I like cool tools like this and checking things out. So as always, guys, let me know what you think in the comments section below, and if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Stay tuned for more videos about cars, airplanes, and heavy metal. I'll see you soon.